Hello. So we're back with my youngest baby, Promise. Say hi, Promise. Yo, mama. Okay, sweet baby. Mwah. So we're gonna get this little girl dressed and get something done with her head. I'm gonna show you guys what she is going to wear. Pink mittens, pink socks with the bows on them. I am a girly girl. Little pinkish salmon headband. Pink cat shoes. The pacifier Granny bought her. We're gonna pair it with this little cute passy that we got from Amazon. And this passy allows for her to, yeah, y'all, see? Let's see. So sometimes I'll hook this to this, and it lets her be able to, when it's in her mouth. Yeah, she cried too. It lets her be able to like do it on her own when she wants to. You see? So yep. So we got that. We got these cute little ruffle pants. Little white onesie. Oops. Sorry. Just throwing her things. Her little cat. I think that's a cat. Yeah. No, it's not. It's an apple. Little onesie. And pink cloth diaper. And pink sweater. So, guys, how are you? How's my little yumpkins today? I hope you're doing better or good. In our last video, we were dealing with feeling a little sad and depression. Let me turn this so you guys can see her. Let me put her butt this way so y'all can see her. I want y'all to be able to see while we chit-chat. Let's see. We'll do it this way for the bottom half of her, and then we gonna get this together, y'all. And I'll lift her up constantly so you guys can see once something gets on. See we go. See, do my little dance. Do. Yes, so let's get her t-shirt on her. So last conversation we were dealing with a little sadness or depression. This conversation we're going to deal with anger and unforgiveness. Yes, y'all. The triad of evil. Depression, anger. Yes, so I'm going to tell y'all a little story. And then last year a situation happened. It was a family situation, and I had nothing to do with the situation that was taking place. It was between little white onesie on. It was between married people, and I don't get into married people's stuff. I could advise you on, like, help you, pray you through it, but I don't get in between a husband and a wife, right? I don't have nothing, I don't get, and I think that's healthy, um, not to get involved in other people's, garbage. So this particular person, um, last year during the summer, they came and they started some mess. And while I'm doing exams, y'all, pink onesie on, they're texting like they lost their mind. Cussing and carrying on. Mad because I wouldn't get me and another individual wouldn't get involved in their garbage. And this is what I would have to say to all of this. I'm skipping over a whole lot for the sake of time, and just to get to the point, it got really messy to the point where I wanted to knock this person out. It was literally on site. You know how it is, how bad it is when you're waiting for them. You're going places where you know that they would be, hoping and praying they was there so you could knock, them silly. And it got to the point where it was unhealthy. Ooh, y'all didn't see that. It got to the point where it was unhealthy and mentally draining. And this person is always very much dramatic and always got some foolishness going on. And this is not for the men, but this is for the women. If you're single, right, and you're waiting on God to bring Mr. Right around, and you got these girls who they got Mr. Right, right? But they're so foolish. They want what they think other people have. And what they don't realize is they can't value the good man that God gave them because they're so busy trying to keep up with the Joneses and their friends that ain't got no man. And they don't realize that, listen, you're the blessed one. You have a husband. You have somebody that goes to work, takes care of you, loves you, provides. But you're too foolish and stupid because all your friends are single and you've forgotten how bad single life can be and how lonely it can be. Now, it can be good too. For some of us, some of us don't desire to, we're single by choice. And then there's those that, you're just waiting on God to put Mr. Right in your path. And so you get so angry. I mean, I get so angry. It's like, okay, here you got Mr. Right there. And you too blind to see that you got a good thing. And you're so quick to mess it up over petty stuff. The spirit of pettiness, And it was a messy family situation that kind of divided family members. And here it is a year later. We're planning we go on family cruises, and it's like a lot of us. A lot of times it's like 36, 50, 40 some. We have a whole lot of us go, and we have so much fun, y'all. Shoes on, looking cute. We're going to get something done with this here head. I'm going to flip her so y'all can see. And she is also, I think I said, if you didn't watch the other video, all of my girls are going bald. Silicone babies are like that. There's nothing to hold the hair in. So, yeah, so they suggest you not really comb it or handle the hair very gently. Not the way I do. But because I root hair, I don't worry at all. And I'm kind of just waiting to get some free time in between my studies and everything else to get these girls together properly. I told them, I can't have y'all looking like this. I'm trying to get y'all a daddy. Can't be looking cray-cray. Like, I have to let these little girls know, don't you embarrass mama. They don't get it, y'all. But anyhow, y'all, I had to, now here's a year later. We're going on a family cruise. And the very person that I've forgiven, I always, and I tell you, and I'll tell you guys, forgive, even in that hurt period, even when, because forgiveness is for you, not for them. Forgive, but just because you forgive don't mean that the feelings are going to go away right away. Don't let the devil fool you into thinking that you didn't forgive. You forgave, but you now have to work out the hurt and the soul wound, because when people do things like that, it causes a dagger in your spirit and a soul wound. And so you have to, it takes time. It's a misconception that just because you forgave, like everything is gonna be okay. You're not gonna have those feelings, those hurt, because there's hurt involved. And so here it is a year later. We have not ran into each other because both of us, yeah, okay, the back ponytail. Ooh. I done dropped all 3 of these babies by now. Every last one of them done fell. Fooling around with me. She gonna have a headband on, so I'm just gonna do one pony in the front. Yeah, so anyhow, y'all, we have not really been in the same room since the incident. And so here's cruise time, and the person wants to come. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. And I do not want this person to come. And so somebody said, well, you haven't forgave. No, it's not that I haven't forgave. If you know a person is always bringing drama, and they're always, you got to walk on eggshells when you're in their presence, because they are ratchet, and petty, the petty individuals. But you know what? I had to it's not about me not forgiving. It's just some people, you have to realize some people are not worth your time. You're gonna forgive. You forgive because that's the right thing to do. And that if you can't forgive, God can't forgive you. So that's a given. However, just because I forgave you don't mean that I have to, things have to go back the way they were. And they can't go back the way they were. Too much has already been said. So, the person was like, well, I want to talk. I want to have a talk, you know, and blase blase. Now they're telling other people, you know, that they want to have a talk, a sit down talk, and you know, family members were upset with me because I did not want to sit down and talk. Um, when you've gone too far, you've gone too far. I forgive you and I love you. And I don't mean no. I want nothing but the best for you. But there's just some people, it don't matter what. They're just not worth the soul wounds and being re-injured. They're just not worth trying to build a relationship because there's no change. The only thing is that you're embarrassed and you want to go on a trip, but you really, if it hadn't been for the trip, you wouldn't have said anything. It's been a year. And so I felt like, you know, people were, well, you know, you got to let it go. No, 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 no. I don't have to let anything go, and I'm not letting it go. What you said can't be unsaid. However, I forgive you, but that doesn't mean I have to be around you. And that's the part people don't understand. You can forgive somebody and not have to continue and allow them, the devil, to use these people to continue to affect you. Sometimes you got to fight for your peace. Stand fast in the liberty in which God has set you free. Don't get entangled with bondage. If you're constantly being entangled with someone's bondage because there is no change, guess what? Now you can't do what God wants you to do because you're entangled and you're constantly being trapped in, you know, a groundhog situation where you constantly keep going through the motions with these same people just for them to do it all over again. And so sometimes we just have to cut people off for peace of mind, and it has nothing to do with whether you forgave or the feelings of hurt. It's just some things, peace. If you don't got peace, you don't have nothing. And if people are robbing your peace, it's necessary to cut them off. They made their choice. Now you make yours. And just because you forgive do not mean that you have to be bothered with these set individuals. Doesn't mean that just because you love them, because God says we have to love. We have to love. That's not a that's not a choice. However, I don't have to like you. There's nothing about like. And if I don't like you, I'm not going to be full of it, phony, and pretend like I like you. No, 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 no. I don't pretend. I'm going to love you from a distance. And that's what we have to do, people. For our sake of mind, our peace of mind, we sometimes have to love from a distance. And don't let anybody make you feel bad or make you feel like you got to keep going through some changes for people that do not deserve your kindness and your love. And sometimes you just have to let people go. Why do we try and keep people that don't want to be kept? You know, keep going through the changes and keep allowing them to hurt us over and over and over, and we think something is being gained. No, actually something is being lost. Your peace. Guard your peace. Fight for your peace. And keep your peace. Love you. Till the next video. Like and subscribe. Help us get to 1,000K.